Stop everything you are doing. If you are currently hovering your mouse over the buy button for that new, shiny, incredibly tiny M from Mac Mini, I need you to take your hand off the mouse and keep your credit card in your pocket for exactly the next few minutes. We all know Apple just completely redefined the desktop experience. The M for Mini is a marvel of engineering. It is smaller, it is faster, and it finally ditched those ancient USB-A ports that were holding us back. It feels like the perfect machine, and for many, it is, but new leaks coming out of the supply chain in Taiwan are painting a very different and frankly, a much more complicated picture. The M5 Mac Mini is not just going to be a standard annual upgrade. It is shaping up to be the machine that the M4 was supposed to be. There are rumors about the architecture, the memory bandwidth, and the specific release window that completely changed the value proposition of buying a Mac. Today, welcome back to TechVibe. I am going to break down the exclusive leaks on the upcoming M5 Mac Mini, including the specs that matter, the secret AI weapon Apple is likely hiding, and the one major catch regarding the release date that might force your hand. First, we have to talk about the brain of the operation, the M5 chip itself. You might be sitting there thinking that the M4 is already overkill, and wondering why you would possibly need an M5. That is a fair question, but it is also a rookie mistake. In the world of Apple Silicon, the M4 is a fantastic chip, but it is built on what is known as the second generation 3nm process. Authentic reports from industry insiders suggest the M5 is moving to TSMC's N3P process. That stands for the third generation enhanced 3nm node. This alphabet soup actually matters to your workflow because that P stands for performance. We are likely not just looking at a standard 10 or 15% speed bump here. We are looking at a fundamental shift in power efficiency. The rumors point to Apple maintaining the same core counts, but they are redesigning the efficiency cores from the ground up. This means the M5 Mac Mini could run heavy background tasks, like rendering 4K video exports, compiling massive blocks of code, or running complex Docker containers without even spinning up the fan. If you are someone who hates fan noise and wants a silent studio, this architecture is your holy grail. But the CPU is not even the most exciting part of this leak. It is the GPU where things are starting to get very weird. Apple is finally taking gaming and 3D graphics seriously. We saw the start of it with hardware ray tracing on the M3 and M4 generations. But for the M5, the leaks suggest Apple is doubling down on a technology they call dynamic caching 2.0. This is not fully confirmed yet, but supply chain analysts are seeing larger GPU dies being tested in the prototypes. This suggests the M5 Mac Mini won't just be able to play games. It might actually compete with dedicated mid-range PC graphics cards from NVIDIA and AMD. Imagine a box the size of an Apple TV that can run Cyberpunk or the newest Resident Evil titles at high settings without melting or throttling. That is the promise of the M5 graphics architecture. However, there is a specific group of you listening to this who need to pay very close attention to the connectivity leaks. The current M4 Pro Mac Mini brought us Thunderbolt 5, which is blazingly fast at 120 gigabits per second. The good news is that the M5 Pro is virtually guaranteed to keep this. The bad news is for the base model buyers. History tells us Apple loves to gatekeep features to upsell you. Authentic leaks suggest the base M5 Mac Mini will likely stay stuck on Thunderbolt 4. If you were hoping for those pro-level speeds on the entry-level model, you are probably out of luck, but there is a massive silver lining that might make up for it. We are hearing strong rumors about a significant upgrade to the neural engine. You have heard the buzzword Apple Intelligence thrown around in every single marketing email for the last year. Well, the M5 is being built from the ground up to be an AI-first chip. We are talking about a neural engine that does not just help with Siri. We are talking about local, on-device processing for video upscaling, real-time voice isolation, and generative image creation that makes the current generation look like a toy. If your workflow involves any AI tools, the M4 is good, but the M5 will be instant. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, which is the design. The M4 Mac Mini was the biggest redesign in 14 years. It is tiny, it is beautiful, and it fits anywhere. So what will the M5 look like? Do not hold your breath for a change. Apple operates on very long design cycles. The previous unibody aluminum design lasted over a decade. This new cube design is here to stay. The M5 Mac Mini will likely look exactly the same as the M4. It will have the same footprint, the same front ports, and yes, unfortunately, it will probably still have that power button on the bottom. But honestly, that is a good thing. The thermal architecture of this new chassis is brilliant. It pulls cool air up from the bottom and vents it out silently. Putting an even more efficient M5 chip inside this chassis means one thing, and that is headroom. This machine will likely run cooler than any Mac we have ever seen. This brings us to the most critical part of this video, the part that determines if you buy now or wait, the release date. You might have seen clickbait titles on YouTube saying the M5 is coming next month. That is false. Let's look at the authentic timeline. The M from Mac Mini just dropped late in the cycle. Apple usually leaves about 18 months between major desktop refreshes. Credible sources like Bloomberg have hinted that the M5 generation will start with laptops first, likely the MacBook Pros late in 2025. That puts the M5 Mac Mini release window squarely in the spring of 2026. That is a long wait. So here is the million-dollar question. Do you wait for the M5 or do you buy the M for today? Here is my honest verdict. If you are sitting on an M1 Mac Mini or God forbid an Intel Mac, and you are struggling because your computer is lagging, you cannot edit your videos, and you cannot open your tabs, then do not wait. The M4 is a generational leap. It is fantastic. And waiting another year and a half for the M5 is just losing you money and time. However, if you are currently using an M2 Pro Mac Mini or an M3 iMac, you are in the premium zone. Your machine is still capable for you. The M5 is the target. By 2026, the software for AI will have matured, and the M5's hardware-accelerated AI cores will actually be useful. You will be upgrading not just for speed, but for features that don't even exist yet. There is one more rumor about the M5 price that I didn't mention, but it is too controversial to drop without double-checking the sources first. I am digging into it right now. I am going to be tracking every single leak, every supply chain movement, and every benchmark regarding the M5 Mac Mini as we get closer to 2026. If you want to be the smartest person in the room when it comes to tech, make sure you are subscribed to TechVibe so you do not miss that update. Thanks for watching.